Hi guys, back with another one. Chapter 13 to 15. Let's go. Larry emerges from the front of the bus, a large German flag draped on his shoulders. Alright, you party animals. We should arrive in the city within 40 minutes. Use this bus as your base. A lot of the crew will be staying here, but I want you to feel as though you can come here for some peace or a game against me on the Xbox. That includes you, Penny. He gives me a little wink. It will be hotels for the night in each city, and then the travelling will continue in the bus or by plane to each country and the city that we go to. How much are we paying you to be our tour guide? Noah shouts, and everyone else laughs. Nothing, you cheapskates. Larry throws the flag in Noah's direction, and he wraps it around himself. It's nice seeing Noah in his element, laughing and joking with his friends and being so excited. It's a whole other level of attractive, and I honestly just want to smooch him right then and there. That's another 40 minutes of me whipping your butt at racing then, Blake says. I guess so, I say, almost signing. I take out the replacement phone that Tom has given me, his older, less cool one, which he doesn't mind me losing or breaking, and I text Elliot. Holy Jesus. That is a massive freaking text. Landed in Berlin and now stuck playing car games with Noah's drummer Blake, who smells like Byeee, masking aftershave and stale cigarette smoke. Did I mention he's already on his third beer of the day and it's 2 p.m? Please remind me why this is a great idea. I immediately get a text reply from Elliot. Princess P, most impressed that you even managed to step onto the tour bus in the first place, but totally unimpressed that you were being made to play garbage on a screen in such a beautiful city. Please don't come back to England with game skills and a lack of sightseeing knowledge. It would break my encyclopedic heart. Think of the photos, the adventure, and the history. If that fails, think of the food. The food, Penny! Magical Mystery Day in each city is going to be absolutely amazing. You can visit the Berlin Wall, the Brandenburg Gate, the Reichstag building, and OMG, have you seen the other thing yet? Elliot, I believe you're forgetting that all I've seen so far are the dark windows of a tour bus and the side of Blake's head. I also don't know what the thing is, because I'm not a walking encyclopedia. MMD is the one thing I really am very excited about. It will be so romantic getting to explore each city with Noah hand in hand, strolling along, sampling some of the finest international cake. Okay, that's just straight up different language. Beeindruckend. Nah, I'm not. Something fantastical. Elliot, in English, please. Awesome. It all means awesome, Pen. You might need that for a few of the stops you're going to make. P.S. The something is a television tower and the tallest structure in Germany at 368 meters tall. What is it? Fernsehturm. If I wasn't enjoying an extravagant lunch at Brown's courtesy of Alex right now, I would be smashing my head on the table. Okay. Didn't you research some of the places you were going before you left? I do love you, Penny, but you need to broaden your knowledge of epicness. That's the first thing I'm doing with you when you get back. Let me know how it goes. My first day at the internship is tomorrow. Wish me luck. All the love, your favorite gay. I smile down at my phone and go to reply when Blake takes out my hand and places it on the table in front of us. How am I supposed to beat you if you're not even playing? Put that away. Rude, I say, picking it back up and putting it in my pocket. It's not rude, that's just how you've chosen to feel. He smiles and hands the controller back to me. Noah stands up and stretches, throwing his arms high above his head and yawning dramatically. I'm beat after last night and the early start. I'm going to grab a quick nap in the back. Penny, is that cool? Of course, I say. Even as I say the words, I stare up at Noah trying to communicate. Please don't leave me alone with your creepy friend. With my eyes, but he isn't as good at decoding my secret messages as Elliot is. He just smiles and heads into the back of the bus. In an attempt to enjoy the next half an hour, I ask Blake a few questions about the tour. Noah, the drums, anything I can think of. His answers consist mostly of grunts and mumbles, but altogether is about amounts to a conversation. It's not overly stimulating and not very enjoyable, but it makes the journey go a little faster, and since he's not concentrating so hard on racing, I actually managed to beat him a few times, much to his horror. So, you've been with Noah how long now? Oh, that is the question that people ask when they don't want you to be with a person. Oh, a bit over 6 months? It's gone so quickly. Yeah, that sounds like a lifetime. You know, this tour is a big thing for Noah. It's his dream come true. Even though I'm not sure how to take the lifetime comment, I'm sure that we are actually having a nice conversation. It worked. I softened Blake the grump. Playing card games was totally worth it to realise I had the wrong impression of him and he just needed to wind down. I'd always hoped I'd get on well with Noah's friends, and finally it's happening. I smile. I know. I kind of wish I'd known him before he achieved his dream. I bet he never thought it would take off how it has. His music is amazing though. He's a great songwriter. I mean, I don't know a lot about songwriting or the music industry, but see, that's the thing, Penny. Blake interrupts. You don't know anything about the music industry at all. What's his issue? His tone changes, my throat feels suddenly tight and my face starts getting hot. Blake is still looking at the screen and racing his car around the track. I'm sure you're great, Penny. Noah obviously thinks so. I'm just not sure he thought about the consequences of having a girlfriend as his career kicks off. He puts down his controller and pulls out a packet of I was going to say Taco Bell. And pulls out a packet of tobacco, then puts a filter in his mouth as he rolls a cigarette. I watch him and feel the horror of what he's just said creep over me like a rash. I stay silent, waiting for him to say something, anything that would redeem him in this conversation. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Blake. I stare at him out the corner of my eye, but try to remain cool. Blake. Sounds so funny when English chicks say it. Sounds the same, basically. Blake. Anyway. He puts the newly rolled cigarette behind his ear and gets up from the sofa to grab another beer from the mini fridge. When he sits back down, he's so close his leg brushes against mine. Ah! I'm just saying, in the dream of being on tour, there's one thing on this bus that none of us ever wanted. I'm stunned into silence. I want to come up with something witty to say, but my whole mouth feels numb, like it's been frozen solid. Mark, the bassist, comes over and picks up the controller from where he's dropped out of his hands. Mind if I take over? Go for it, I managed to say. I get up and walk towards the back of the bus. At the last moment before I enter the area with the beds, I look back over my shoulder at Blake. He's engrossed in the screen. I put my hand on the door frame to steady myself. It's only now that I notice how much I'm shaking, but it starts to pass, and I smile as I remember that there is a cure very nearby. Noah rolls over and blinks his eyes at the light as I come in through the curtains. Hey, my girl. Oh, hey, did I wake you? I sit down on the edge of the bunk. Nah, couldn't sleep after all. It's all too exciting. I nod, biting my lip. He sits up and covers my hand with his. Are you okay? You look a bit pale. I shake my head. Well, I want to tell him about what Blake said, but I also want Noah to think that I can get on with his friends. I'm also hyper aware that Blake is his best friend, and I don't want him to force him to have to choose sides between us. How far back do you and Blake go? Blake and me? He's one of my oldest friends. We practically grew up together. My parents bought me my first guitar the same year his parents bought him his drummer kit. I used to go over to his basement and we would jam. Our first band was called... Ah, come on, tell me, I say, nudging him. Okay. It was called the Wizard Boys. We were kind of obsessed with Harry Potter back then. He cringes, but it's adorable. I laugh. That's the greatest. Yeah, they even used to pretend his drumsticks were wands and our lyrics were spells. Are you serious? Somehow I can't square the image of the grungy guy outside with that of the sweet young boy rocking out in his basement and inventing magic spells. You might not have heard some of the songs. House Elves Just Want Some Love. Oh, cute. But it was destined to be a big hit. He laughs, but then his tone turns more serious. When things really started happening for me, like Dean finding me on YouTube and signing me up to his management company, all that stuff, Blake and I sort of had a falling out. He started hanging out with a different crowd and we had some major arguments. It's one of the reasons why I completely retreated last year, shut off from the world. I was ready to quit, throwing the towel. If I was going to lose my closest friends because of all this, he gestures around the tour bus. It wasn't going to be worth it. And then I met you, my exciting incident. He kisses my hand. You showed me it was possible for me to have it all. You gave me the courage to repair things with Blake. Inviting him on tour is the best thing ever. Next to you being here, of course. He's a bit of a joker, but he's been there for me from the beginning. And I know you two will get along great once you get to know him. Oh my god. Blake is there just for the fame. And he's trying to get Noah back. My face burns. From the compliment, but also because I can't believe I was about to slag off Noah's best friend to him. I had no idea how much history they had. If Blake is a joker, he's probably just messing with me. I need to learn not to take so much to heart if I'm going to hang out with the band. Hey, I was going to wait until we got to the hotel, but I want to give you this. He reaches underneath the bed where his travel bag is and pulls out a box wrapped in gold paper. For you. Go on, open it. He says when I stare at the gift. I open it slowly at first, then I rip off the paper. It's a brand new smartphone. One of the fancy ones that I would never have been able to afford on my own. Oh, wow. Noah. I wanted you to have a new, better phone since your other one was stolen at my concert. You can't be happy with that old dinosaur Tom gave you. Plus, this one has an amazing camera. He's right. I'm not happy with Tom's old phone. But I also just want my old phone, with nose doodles all over it back. This fancy new phone can't compare to that one, but it does help. I stare at it and you shouldn't have. This is too much. It's not too much, Penny, I promise. What's the point of being a rock star if I can't splurge on you every now and then? Maybe because I can't splash out back? Don't think that way. He kisses me on the cheek. You're my official anxiety monitor, remember? That's got to be worth thousands. Come on, should we go back out and join the fray? He edges to the front of the bunk, his hand outstretched. Sure. I say. Noah's giving me more confidence. Maybe I do just have to give Blake a chance. If Noah likes him so much, he can't be that bad. When we emerge from the back of the bus, it's to hoots and cheers. Noah puts both his hands up into feet. Okay, guys, settle down. I feel my face flush red. Why do boys have such dirty minds? I wish there was another girl around to help offset some of the testosterone. Blake is back by the beer fridge. You want one, man? He offers a bottle to Noah, who looks at me then back at Blake. It's early, dude. How many of these have we already had? You smell like it's 3 a.m. and you've just left a bar. Jeez, Noah, lighten up a bit. This is supposed to be fun. You're starting to sound like Dean. Noah takes the beer bottle and cracks it open using the corner of the table. Cheers to us. Blake clinks his bottle of Noah's and smiles at me. Do you want a Coke, Penny? Noah offers me a can from the fridge. Yeah, thanks. I glance out the window and I'm treated to the sight of a giant gate with massive pillars and 4 horses on the top. It's huge and majestic and just what I expected from Berlin. I let out a little squeal of excitement. Wow, look at that. Is that the Brandenburg Gate? As the others turn to look out the windows, I lower my voice so that only Noah can hear me. I'm so excited for Magical Mystery Day. Me too, says Noah, squeezing my hand. Elliot texted me earlier with a list of amazing places we need to check out. There's a structure that's over 350 meters tall, and Blake interrupts. Oh, what now? Magical what? He looks at me and Noah. I feel a wave of embarrassment as I think about how childish it must sound to Blake, but Noah jumps right in to defend us. Let off, man. You wouldn't know romance if it bit you in the arse. In typical boy style, Blake threatens to move us, and instantly the tension is Blake threatens to moon us, and instantly the tension is released. Luckily, Larry shouts from the front of the bus that we've arrived just before Blake's pants can come down. Perfect timing. Dean claps his hands together. Oh, I was gonna say he claps his arse. Dean claps his hands together, and everyone's attention focuses on him. Guys, I have some amazing news. His eyes are sparkling like he's won the lottery. You'll never guess who's going to be joining the sketch on stage tonight. He pauses for a moment, letting the anticipation build. Leah Brown. Oh, shit. Not Leah Brown. It's a total secret for now, but the crowd will be absolutely buzzing. How awesome is that, guys? Everyone around me is jumping and high-fiving. This is a huge coup for the tour, and will raise the publicity levels through the roof. But when I wished for another girl to be here, Noah's not really ex-girlfriend was not who I meant. If I think Blake is making this tour difficult, I'm almost certain the arrival of Leah Brown means it's about to get a whole lot worse. The venue in Berlin feels twice as big as the Brighton Centre, and our footsteps echo across the stage as Noah prepares to do a sound check. There are people all around us, but having driven straight from the airport to the hotel to the concert hall and the tour bus, I don't feel like I've seen anything of the city yet. We could be anywhere. The only indication this is Germany is the bright red sign saying Ausgang instead of exit. I walk right up to the front of the stage, staring out at the sea of empty seats that will soon be filled with screaming fans. Even though the place is empty, I still get a little shiver down my spine. At least I won't have to be out in the crowd this time. I have my backstage pass hanging around my neck, and I look so attached to it that Noah joked I might take it to bed with me. I just might. I don't want to risk another incident like what happened in Brighton. I won't have any friends here who will be looking out for me. I lift up my camera and take a picture of the empty stalls. I have a vision that I can layer images of the crowd on top of the empty seats and make some kind of statement on the nature of the relationship between performance and audience. Miss Mills would like that for my alternative perspectives project. Is it still a performance if no one is there to listen? I wonder. I step back from the front of the stage, edging towards the shadows. Noah is standing in a pool of light in the middle of the stage, dressed in a maroon Harvard hoodie and a black jeans, singing the first few bars of Elements. I snap a picture of that too, the performer before the performance, the many hours of rehearsal and hard work that the fans almost never get to see. This is turning out to be perfect for my A-level project. I'm lost in the image of Noah losing himself in his music, until Blake smashes the cymbals on his drum kit behind me, making me jump. I stumble backwards, tripping over a bundle of cords on the floor. I'm so concerned with preserving my camera that I don't reach out to break my fall, and I crash against a stack of speakers. The smallest speaker at the top wobbles precariously from the force of my impact. Please don't fall, please don't fall. I pray to the gods of clumsiness. They don't listen. The speaker drops to the ground with a sickening crack, pieces flying across the stage. I'm slumped on the floor, my shoulder throbbing, but my camera is in one piece. A tiny silver lining, at least. Penny, oh my god, are you okay? Noah runs over to me. I stand up quickly, brushing myself off. I try to avoid wincing, which turns my smile into a weird grimace. I'm fine, seriously, Noah. You better keep on rehearsing. I can pay for the speaker. No, don't worry about that. Blake, what the hell, man? Blake looks over at me and shrugs. Hey, it's not my problem if your girlfriend is a klutz. He's right, I am a klutz. I stammer. No, Franz, well, you're my klutz, and I don't want you to get hurt. Those speakers are seriously heavy. I nod, and to hide the bright red flush of shame that has risen to my cheeks, I drop back to the floor and start to pick up the broken pieces of the speaker that have shattered across the stage. I'm never going to go on stage again. Stages and I are officially cursed. Steve will help clear this up. Noah gestures out over to one of the roadies, who's already at hand with a dustpan and brush. I vaguely recognise him from a quick fire round of introductions when we first entered the venue. Noah knows the name of every member of the crew, even if he's only met them once. It's yet another thing that makes him so special. We can get a new speaker here, right? No problem, says Steve. We can switch one out from the back. See? All good. Just ignore Blake and I'll come meet you after I've rehearsed. Sounds good, I say. I'm still frustrated. Why do I have to be such a liability? Backstage is hopefully much safer. I pull my phone out of my pocket and text Elliot. One day in Berlin and I'm already a disaster. He texts back almost straight away. What happened? Let's just say I'm not meant to be on stage. Don't tell me there was an incident with the unicorn pants again. No, worse. I probably broke hundreds of pounds worth of equipment. I'm sure the sketch can afford it. See no one else famous yet? I'm about to text back no, but all of a sudden, that's not true anymore. Leah Brown. Leah Brown walks into the stage area, her hair pulled into a ponytail, her face makeup free. In fact, the only thing that marks her out as an internationally super famous pop star is the fact that about a dozen people are trailing after her, struggling to keep up with her long leg strides. Leah looks down at the tablet one of her minions is holding. Ugh, I hate that. Weren't there any pictures better than that one? Tell Frankie P we might need to do another shoot if that's the best he can come up with. I want a hole to open up and swallow me. If I look away, she might not notice me, but I can't stop staring at her. Even before she gets all her hair and makeup done, she's beautiful, like a magnet that draws all eyes her way. I think this is what people mean when they say someone has star quality, the X factor. Her presence changes the air, makes everything feel more electric. Elliot would call it a certain je ne sais quoi. Megan would be jealous, Ollie would be drooling. I get the shivers. I don't understand how Noah could have been in a fake relationship with this girl. How could any straight guy spend time in her presence and not fall in love with her? Even though I'm making a fool out of myself by staring like a lunatic, Leah and her posse walk straight past me without stopping, with the exception of the girl who's been told to contact Frankie P. She grabs one of the other girls and I can hear her mutter, Tell Francois Pierre Neveu that he has to redo the shoot. How am I supposed to do that? She obviously didn't say it in French. Francois Pierre Neveu that he has to redo the shoot? How am I supposed to do that? Her face is white with panic, and the ends of her sentences rise into a high-pitched squeal. I've heard of Francois Pierre Neveu. He's one of the most famous photographers in the world. I can't believe I'm in the presence of someone who has had a photo shoot with Francois Pierre, or rather someone who is rejecting the work of Francois Pierre and calls him Frankie P. You'll have to figure it out, the other girl says. This is LB's album cover we're talking about. If she's not happy, I'm going to die. I'm officially going to die. This time they see me staring and they both shoot me dark looks. I keep moving, stammering an apology. Penny? I turn round reluctantly. Leah is standing with one hand on her hip and the rest of her group is looking at me like I've grown another head. I nod and swallow hard. Hi, Leah. She walks towards me and it feels more like a predator approaching prey than someone coming over to say hello. So you're Penny Porter. I don't really know how to respond to that, so I just nod again. You were the one that gave me so much trouble last year, she says, her drawn-out LA accent touched with a hint of her southern roots. She looks me up and down and I feel her entire group judging my outfit. I haven't exactly made an effort today. I'm dressed to ride in a tour bus, so I'm in my comfy jeans and a zip-up sweater. I fold my arms protectively across my chest but stand tall. Well, I guess I owe you a thanks for the song inspiration. Sweet camera, see you around, she says with a little wave before turning back to her group. Leah had used the media storm that exploded around her forced breakup with Noah to launch her latest #1 internationally best-selling single, Bad Boy. Leah wrote a lot of her own music, and this one has been printed, primed and ready in case of any eventuality, in this case, using her breakup with Noah to her advantage. I'm sure there were songs about how deeply in love they were too, in case things had continued to be smooth sailing. As she walks away, I feel like I could faint with relief. I need to speak to Elliot. Stat. Okay, thoughts. I hate Blake. I hate Leah. That's it. Like, subscribe, comment down below. See you in the next one. Bye!